So welcome everyone, welcome to the PLC for all you new arrivals. If you really kind of want to come out of the matrix and you're in the right place. This is really a new sort of frontier, and we're setting up this lovely holistic society around the world. And so there's loads of new opportunities for people to bring their skills, talents, vocations, visions, frequencies into the mix, and co-create some wonderful things. So positive living communities is basically we will help people build hubs around the world. We've got all these different benefits. Essentially, it's a holistic template where you have a community hub, you have a health hub, you have an enterprise hub, a lawful hub, and a resources hub, all in one big juicy PLC hub. So there's all sorts of different aspects to it. Essentially what it is, it's an area that you set up either indoors or outdoors. It could be in one building, in one room, like a community hall, or it can be in several buildings, or even tents if you want to set it up in a field, maybe when the weather's better. So yeah, and within that are those 5 hubs, and really you're at the center of that. So all these hubs work for you. They help you to find your vocation. They can help you with health advice and community advice, also resources that we share with people, and lawful advice as well to help you resist those unlawful claims, etc. So yeah, essentially we've got various packages or various kind of ways of doing things. We use Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is a good way of looking at that sort of whole human and what a human needs effectively. And then to help people kind of uncouple from the kind of the matrix, the slavery matrix, and find their own kind of vocation, we use Ikigai, which is a sort of Japanese philosophy. And really it's essentially 4 questions that we ask people to answer. And from those answers, hopefully we can find a sort of cluster or a role or a true life calling that they can get paid for and that they love to do and that they're good at, and also look, the world needs. So also there's other resources such as the learning journeys and various other supplementary kind of data as well. So yeah, we do calls each week. This week it's the public calls, next week it's the members calls. So it's lovely to have you join us. And yeah, we offer advice, basically how to get your hubs together, particular issues, etc., with the members, and also for people who are just coming into to this sort of holistic alternative way of living. We kind of help people and guide them to understand what that's all about, really, because it's lots of new terms, lots of new concepts. And so yeah, coaching and advice for people coming out of the matrix into that sort of holistic society, and coaching and advice for people who already got their hubs up and running and are doing a marvelous job, and may need some support and advice on certain issues like team dynamics, etc., or mindset shifts and things like that. So or even how to run the hub in ways that are more kind of supportive for each member. So part of that, we've got the 2 learning journeys. We've got the one for the individual, to help them come out of suffering. It's really finding your own freedom. I put a chap there with a silver suit and a foil hat, just to emphasize he's owning his freedom, and he's strolling across the street in his golden bubble of light, fully in charge of his life and living the dream. This is really it's jovial cover, but actually it's quite serious. It's actually helping a lot of people to come out of the suffering that they're in, or the situations that they're in that are causing them suffering. And a lot of that is a psychological issue or a circumstance issue. And so it's really important to help people find their own resilience and empowerment, really. So that's that learning journey for the individual. But also we've got one for the community as well. So if you want to co-create a community of people how can you do that on a harmonic level, on a loving, kind, unity consciousness level, because obviously there's lots of dynamics with different people involved, and that's really good as well because it helps you to sort of find that common thread that unites you all, and help you to build your communities together, and become more resilient and more resourceful and have more options. So those two journeys are really good if you want to go through those. Those are great. We give advice and coaching on those as well. So really, yeah, this is actually extending each month. Really, we've got more and more people who we're finding are similar-minded, community groups, holistic groups, just getting on with it really. We're affiliated with the People's Food and Farming Alliance, the People's Health Alliance. We're also food ambassador for Food Finders Hub UK. I also run Stand in the Park as well, so we're linked with Stand in the Park. We've got Free Energy Nationwide, which is brilliant. They help to replace meters and things like that. And then, so we've got Nourish Network as well. They grow food and support their community with the food. We've got Star Teachings Protocol. That's my other website. And we've got Inspirations PLG, which is the lovely Jackie White's group, Positive Living group. And we've also got the Blandford Community, Holistic Community group there as well. And that's just a local holistic group, lovely group there. And there's many more, around the world. I've just put this up just to kind of give you an idea that we're sort of interconnecting with loads of different groups and networks, and they're all kind of really positive and really actually making a difference, and not kind of, really being part of the old ways that control and full of hierarchy and all those horrible things. So yeah, as part of that, we offer a hub starter kit for people who join PLC. It's literally from scratch. What do you do to create a hub, a local community hub in your area with your community? Literally, if you have no idea, this is a good starter kit because it helps you from dot to do sort of various practical things to get your group of people together and start, forming an idea of what you want to do. So that's just been released, and we've also got the Hub Starter Kit 2. 3-month members, you get a Hub Starter Kit 2, so that's a bit more detail about. That's once you've got your group together and you're meeting regularly, what sort of things can you do? So group activities, and various other things. I don't want to give it all away, so you'll have to become a member to see what it's all about. And we're just actually, I'm working on Hub Starter Kit 3, which is for the 6-month members as well, because then there's a sort of progression really as you gather your tribe, and that develops. You also kind of have to take on more different kind of dynamics really, and so that's helping with that. So yeah, this is like the hand of love poking its way out towards you through the horrible slavery matrix of material world of lots of NPCs and lots of narcissists and all those horrible people. We're reaching out to you and saying there's a brilliant community of loving, kind, expanded consciousness people who are really just getting on with it and trying to be conscious about what they're doing, and just trying to make things better for themselves and other people. So please, it would be such a joy to have you as members and help you out. So please have a look at the website and see if you'd like to become a member.
He keeps coming and going. Hello, Matt.
Yeah. A little bit.
He's playing with us now.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello.
A
La la
little
la
bit.
la.
A little bit at a time.
How are we all? Good.
Hi, Matt.
Hi. Oh, it's nice to see everyone. Welcome, welcome. I think it's good in a way. Actually, there's no there's not any new people here, so we all kind of know the deal. So I can kind of skip the the intro as well. So that's good, because I get a bit bored of that now. I'm going to change it up soon.
I'll put it on the
And
front end of the recording.
yeah, and also, I mean, I think things have evolved, so you've got to move with the, you know, the way things are evolving. And in lots of ways, there's loads of information, but I kind of want to condense it so it's a bit simpler, sort of thing. I've got, yeah, loads to talk about. Let's go around everyone first before we get to me waffling on. How are you, Shareva? How's your week?
Good, 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 good. Good week. I had a surprise lesson yesterday. I wrote it wrong on my calendar, and this teenager and her father show up. I'm like, "Hi, okay, let's do this." So fortunately, I was able to, I had a plan from earlier in my mind, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm starting
Cool.
to kind of feel more confident in my abilities to kind of I'm an aerial coach, That's cool.
And so I guess that's more regular work now as well, because that'll, you know, word of mouth. If people
Yeah.
want to come back and kind of, you know, the kids will tell their friends and stuff. So yeah, good, leads to more work.
Yeah, bit by bit. So yeah, it's good. I'm happy.
Oh, good
Thank you.
stuff. How are you, Jane? How's your week?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, been busy gardening and weeding flowers round for Gemma, masses of it. But had a nice party at the weekend for my son-in-law because it was his birthday on Monday as
Oh,
well as
how
mine.
old?
50.
Okay, cool.
So he had a party.
So no jelly
And
and kind of like
no. Lots of
sweets,
cake. Lots of
right?
cake.
Good stuff. Well, you know, I think it's good to see Gemma's doing those videos as well. So, and they're quite professional, you know, the
Yeah.
way they're done. So that's, you know, leaving a good trail for people to follow, you know, in the kind of horticulture and gardening kind of
Yeah.
things. So that's good.
Yeah.
Good
So
stuff.
yep. Lots of
Anything
veggies.
else?
Lots
Yes.
and lots of veggies. I'm overwhelmed with vegetables at the moment, but I can't send them everywhere.
Is there like a local food bank you can drop them off at, or charity?
The food banks don't tend to have fresh stuff,
Okay.
unfortunately. Um, I could contact the gleaning group. They might know where I can send anything real surplus. At the moment, we're managing to keep pace with it, but yeah, if I've
Okay.
got
Well,
too
well.
much.
Also, I mean, we've got up here. We've got a food larder, a food fridge. So there may be somewhere nearby that does like a food
Yeah.
fridge, like in a school or, you know, social community
Yeah,
centres.
I have looked online, but I can't find anything.
Oh, okay.
Not in Helston anyway. But I'll find something when
Opportunities
the
to
need.
come,
Yes,
basically.
absolutely,
Thanks,
absolutely.
Jane.
That's actually a brilliant idea, what you just suggested, Matt,
What?
to have on your, public facing website, we accept donations for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for example, my mom has gone through her closet and she has tons of clothes that she basically said, "Here, Shariva, give these to your children." So now I have to deal with going through them and potting them off and then donating them someplace. But the
Well,
idea that people have a surplus of stuff and they have no idea where to take it,
I totally
making it
agree.
easy for them is huge.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I was in the laundrette earlier, washing my duvet, and she's Mo, my friend who owns it, and Steve. They've got a whole sort of charity section up there, and they put all the stuff that they get from charity shops, or actually she goes up to the dump and gets some stuff and then brings it down to the laundrette and lays it out on the table. And then she's got a clothes rail and people can donate, you know, it's just donate and take the item. So she's actually raised quite a lot of money for the dog charity that she's kind of affiliated with. So it's a really good idea. You know, there is all this sort of surplus stuff. The only trouble is having a place to store it, because I know when kind of doing valuations and stuff for charities, you're in this big warehouse and there's piles of stuff, and they have to kind of shift it or kind of send it abroad or dump it in. And so getting that filter system in place would be, and then putting stuff out from charity and dumps or surplus from people's donations. Yeah, absolutely, that's on the cards, because it's another way of making money, but also re-loving those things, isn't it? Preventing them going to landfill and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree, totally agree. Yes, my idea is brilliant. It's not my idea, but it's, people are doing it. So yeah, so it's a good thing to do. So Joe, lovely to see you.
Thank you, Matt. Lovely to see you.
You've got my prompt, basically.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
That's good. And I kind of, I love what you're doing, basically, and I love the community down there in the New Forest. And I think it's worth kind of bringing that in to the PLC, what's going, because there's a big group of people down where you are who are very much spiritual and aligned and with that new holistic way of life. So, I think that's quite unusual as well, to have such a concentration of people who are of that sort of similar mindset.
Yes, yes. And based on your previous conversation about charity and having, abundance and storing it. And I remember what Dr. Joe Dispenza said once. He said, if you want abundance, give it away, even if it's the smallest little item. And I thought that, to me, that's really, really meaningful, because if you've got something, or if I have something here and I think, I haven't looked at that or used that, somebody should enjoy that. And then you give it away, and all of a sudden, a door opens. Somebody contacts you or rings you, and I just love how things are at the moment, because we're learning every day, aren't we? We're
Absolutely.
learning what to do and how to do it. And when I stay relaxed and quit butting my head up against a wall, trying to achieve something that it doesn't work, and I can sit back and I can say, right, just relax, and always, it never fails, something happens, or I ask. I say, look, I need some help. I'm a mess at the moment. Even those, whatever it is. And the answer is always comes. It's always immediate. And I'm so grateful for that, because we are in an absolutely golden age and learning how to walk in it.
Totally. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, these are all the sort of frequencies coming through people who are doing the inner work. So it's lovely to see how everyone's doing it, to see what each individual person is how they're finding it or making the path ahead, sort of thing.
And thanking the physical body when it goes through these stress zones, because it's handling more energy.
Absolutely. You can't make progress staying in the same place, and you only come up with new things presented to you if you're moving forward, if you're making momentum, sort of things. So yeah, I totally agree. And actually, there's a thing I'm going to talk about a bit later after I've gone around everyone, just to kind of emphasize that what we're speaking about now. So that's good as well. Thanks, Joe. Lovely to hear from you. Lovely to see you. Hi, Toby. How are you? How's your week?
Well, good, thanks. I've pretty much been doing nothing for about 3 or 4 years. So, as you know, just
that's not true. You're always busy. You're always setting up some kind of like gig, or
not as much as I could do. Or I think I should be doing. What I should say, really, what I think other people think I should be doing. So, I've actually been playing football, because I haven't exercised for about 30 years. And doing.
Is that with your kids, or?
It's on my own. My kids are away for 6 weeks, so Anya's not here, so hang on.
It's got a little wine.
It's not just it's Bordeaux 2021.
Oh, I say. Yeah. Well, good quality, yes.
Other than that, what else? I've been to see you. It's a highlight of my year. You've got a good, well, it's not good. It's a big charity shop in the outskirts of your town, haven't you? It's like a
Yeah,
Wales.
there's a couple. Yeah, right.
I couldn't find anything in it to buy.
Oh, really?
It's
There's
so
the Blue
big.
Door and
Yeah.
Weldmar, who've got like
Yeah.
the Blue Door do all this sort of ex-display stuff. So they've
Mm.
got all this sort of ex-display furniture and weird kind of Italian kind of chrome and rock kind of furniture. It's
Mm.
kind of it's a bit out there, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
good
other
stuff.
than
Have
the
you,
Sounds Beautiful festival, did
how
that.
did that go? Because
It's a bit quiet actually, but quieter than last year. But it went well. You know, I met your mate Bob, the
oh,
cartoonist.
lovely, Bob. I hope
Yeah.
to see him. I'm going to ask him to come up to the event in October in Taunton. So him and Sally, you know, that would be lovely to see them and the kids. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think he thinks I'm a bit weird because I bought 17 books off him. 7 books.
Do you know what? I don't think he thinks that. He's probably like really happy, you know, that you appreciate. Because actually, when you know, they're very generous people, and so, you know, and they've got lovely fans as well. You know, Bob's got
Yeah.
such lovely fans, so I think he probably really appreciated that
Okay.
more than anything.
Mention me to him just in case. I think he thinks I was sort of I don't know. Yeah, I got that impression.
I'm sure he's met a
We
weirdo.
got on really well until I was like around the fire with him. I was like, I'm going to ask you a really awkward question. Can I have an investment? It's like 16 books off you. But yeah, anyway.
Well, it's historical, really, if you
Yeah,
think about it.
yeah. I can't
You know,
afford
this,
15 grand on an actual piece of artwork. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, this is that's proper, you know, patronage to an artist, and that's I don't think that's weird if someone.
okay.
So you know, so yeah, cool.
Cool.
Good on you.
Well, that's
I'll
it.
ask him. I'll ask him if he thought
Yeah,
you were
please
weird.
do. That'd be great. So actually, I've been sort of I've had it in sort of intuitively having him in down at Brockenhurst, Lyndhurst Village Hall, even doing a talk.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm going to shut up now. Other than that, Feeder Austin talk was quite nice. We did that.
That went really well. How many people attended that one?
It was full, but the hall gave them too little numbers. They could have got at least 100 more in actually. But it's a big hall. I think it's about
Right.
200 people both nights. So yeah. Anyway,
Good stuff. Thanks, Toby.
thanks.
Monica, is that Monica? Hi, Monica. You don't have to talk or be on the camera if you don't want to. That's perfectly fine. We're just talking about what we're going around the people and hi, and we're just asking how their week's been because this is a lovely little catch up with all this sort of same people of the same vibe kind of thing, and it's what we do at PLC. So you're new here, so we just kind of it's part of, you know, catching up with everyone. So we just welcome also as well to the PLC, to Positive Living Communities. And if you've got any kind of questions or kind of what drew you here and all that sort of stuff, please, feel free to say.
Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for including me in. It's a pleasure to be here. Your ad, I guess, on the People's Health Alliance caught my attention, and we get to spread more of all of that into the world. I've been a part of the USA People's Health Alliance since the very beginning. I did a expo, the Mindfulness Expo. I represented People's Health Alliance there. I'm a yoga teacher and a holistic wellness educator. I'll be on the radio tomorrow speaking on the benefits of molecular hydrogen.
Ooh.
And I also do stem cell regeneration. So my passion is to share the health, and I believe in any way that we possibly can, because people don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And we get to touch and inspire them to take the healthier path once they know and they equip themselves. And it takes each and every one of us. You guys are all lights in the world and the different parts wherever you are. I'm in Southern California. And so we collectively get to bless the people through the light that we share in the world.
Amazing. Oh, you know, totally aligned with what we're doing. You know, we've got a health hub section, you know, to our community hubs, we've got a community section, we've got an enterprise section, we've got a lawful section, and we've got a sort of resources section, which goes into all those sorts of alternative health things, and yes, very much aligned with PHA. So absolutely amazing, brilliant.
Nice.
So yeah, this is what it's all about, really. It's kind of changing, the narrative really for people, and helping people learn that new kind of language, that sort of holistic kind of all about frequency, about new medicines and practices and things like that. And a lot of that's ancient anyway. We're just kind of bringing that into a kind of more modern context. But it's a joy to kind of connect with similar minds. All of you guys doing that light work. You're all pushing the paths forward and creating those sort of routes for other people to see what you're doing, and then kind of emulate similar through their own particular vibrational signature sort of thing. So it's a delight. Yes, thank you for joining us. And
thanks for having me. And to your point, I always say when people don't understand the words like holistic and what does that mean, and I'm like, it's like what your grandma used to do. When I was sick back in the day, my grandma used to go in the backyard and pull weeds and make a tea, and then I was better. And it was probably mint and ginger and whatever, right?
Exactly.
So it's again, your wording was perfect. Remembering, and pardon my camera being off. I am preparing to get ready for work. So I just wanted to be on here and hear everything that you all had to share.
Oh, thank you, Monica. That's a pleasure. It's a joy. I'm just going to talk quickly then about the subject today, which is, and I think Jane's got some of the images, which is about the automation paradox. I don't know if anyone's heard about the automation paradox, but so I just kind of want to explain the sort of current situation and what the current kind of environment is around at the moment. So the thing about automation process is it's spiral energies. So you've got the automation paradox is a problem, because we are facing it at the moment. So what the automation paradox is basically four different kind of effects. So the first effect is increased automation. You've got businesses realizing the need for more automized systems for speed and efficiency, for service to the customers. Companies adopt utilization to reduce the cost of increased productivity, replacing human workers with machines that don't require wages. So that's kind of like the first stage that we're kind of going through at the moment, which is, but like they're replacing the tills, the workers in supermarkets, and you've got these automated tills, etc. And as some jobs can be automated, people are losing their jobs. Then you've got number two, which is labor displacement, which is also happening now. So human workers lose jobs and income as their roles are automated, reducing their ability to participate in the economy as consumers. And then you've got the third knock-on stage to that, which is the reduced consumption. You've got, with less income, workers cannot purchase the goods and services produced by automated systems, leading to a decreased demand. Because if you've got basically less workers earning money, you've got less customers buying products. And then the fourth impact on top of that is basically economic contraction. So you've got falling demand leads to business failures, further job losses, and economic contraction, despite abundant productive capacity, creating a deflationary spiral and collapse. So that's the sort of situation that we're facing at the moment. And of course, I don't like to leave it hanging there all doom and gloom. There's an alternative to this, and I think we all know the answer. So the alternative I want to present really is the complete antithesis of that, is the opposite, which is in number one, increased humanization. So increased need to hire humans with good skills for their roles. It doesn't matter what ethnicity, what age, what ability, if they're good enough for the job, they're good enough for the job. Simple as. Number two, that leads to increased human labor demand. So if you've got a company that's hiring more staff, basically. It's offering more services, it's offering more resources, and it's obviously got some sort of profit model, shall we say, that is able to support those staff, which then leads to more, number three, which is more beneficial systems. So what you have there is, if you think about it, you know, you could start off with a small cafe, and if you're doing the food right and the customer service right, more people will come. Therefore, you'll need to hire more staff. Yeah, and if you've got your service organized and your financial system organized, then that can grow with scale. And basically, then you're hiring more people. You're then investing in those individual people, like family businesses used to do. You know, they're investing in people for jobs for life, etc. And because they know that that person can do the job, can do the work. So so that then increases services. So then if a cafe is small, it might want to open up into a bigger cafe and offer, say, more food on the menu, or more variety, or more different experiences for people. So you've got more options then, and more complexity. I don't like that word, but you've got more services, growth and development in that individual business, but also in the individual people. And then that leads to abundance and growth. Simply, it's a very simple kind of formula. If you invest in the individual, and you know they feel that they're being invested in and cared for, then they're going to give their love and service without stress or without, and they'll be able to speak freely and give you feedbacks in the business and all sorts of things like that. So there is an alternative to that, which is basically including the human in the picture, and it just starts from there. So you know, the more that we can kind of make a bit of a resistance against this sort of automation, not that it's going to stop that trend until they realize that paradox, which a lot of them do, because they're downgrading the whole economy. They want to switch it up to something else. The more we can resist that, the more we can use cash, the more we can voice, you know, we want to speak to humans, we want to work with humans, we want to buy off humans, we want to trade with humans. We don't want anything automated that we have to get authorization from, this, that, and the other. So that's the automation paradox, but it's also equally the human paradox as well, because you know, if you just return it back to the humans, then things spiral upwards rather than spiral down to collapse, sort of thing. So yeah, so I just wanted to also, just to add to that, at the moment you've got businesses, I don't know if you can see that, two blokes there, it's one bloke, and he's orange and he's working for the boss, and the boss is just draining his resources until he's red like a battery. Yeah, that's the sort of current situation. It's Toulouse harvesting off the individual to gain money and profit at the top. But the alternate way, the human way, is investing in the individual so that they start filling up, and then once they're full, they can start outpouring their resources to other people. You know, they'll be doing it to family, they'll be doing it to their homes, they'll be doing it to their communities, stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that automation paradox with you guys, and also share the alternative, which is what we've been knowing all along, which is to just invest in the individual, and you know, with love and support, and create that sacred space for people to grow and blossom and bloom in. So yeah, that's my little piece over with. I keep getting this chat cancel thing popping up. I'm not sure what that's all about, but maybe someone with a fiddly finger who's, hi, who's that?
I've just added that document into the
Oh,
chat.
okay, brilliant. Hi, Christine. How are you?
Hi. Sorry, I won't put my thing on. How am I? Well, I'm calling it a head cold.
Okay.
I slept most of the weekend, apart from doing the essential animals. I've had some interesting things going on, and it's just interesting as in challenging, especially while I've got this head going on. But yeah, I'm good. I just gotta tread through the treacle and come out the other side.
Absolutely, and well, we wish you well.
Thank
And
you.
usually, actually, there's that point just before breakthrough where everything sort of scrunches up, energy wise, health wise, body clock wise. So maybe you're due for a kind of like breakthrough in some way on a kind of energetic level, if that's any consolation.
Thank you. You got to laugh though, haven't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm,
Oh well, just take it easy, and
that's all I can do.
I put I've got a few documents that Jane's posted if you want, just about the automation paradox. I don't know if you caught any of that.
No, not really. No, I didn't.
Okay, so that's just explaining about how the current philosophy of sort of automizing everything is going to lead to collapse, and so that's
Okay.
no good system. And then just talking about the alternative, which is humanizing things, which is investing in the people, as we're kind of talking about. So
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, well, so that's, I think, with how are we doing for time? I think this is a very quick one today.
8:30. You sent me 3 images that you were going to share. Talk
Yes,
about.
yes. So that's the next. Thanks for reminding me. So that's the next piece. So if you could, so I put them up in order. I sent you them in order of. So the top one, thank you. So do you want to put that up, or is
I'm getting there. Hang on.
okay? Yeah.
There we go. You see that?
Yeah. Cool. So I just wanted. This is a quite deep stuff. I just wanted to explain a couple of things. Reality, okay. Reality is either objective to you or it's subjective to you, okay. If it's objective to you, that means that you are in the hive mind of collectivism. You're thinking that reality is this one thing that's universally everyone sees in the same way, okay. But if your reality is subjective, that means that you're in that individual mind, okay. So you realize that basically you create your reality around you, and no two people see reality in the same way, because they're obviously in a different spot in time and space as well, because you can't get two eyeballs in the same space. So people see reality in a different way, and it's subjective, which is the correct way in my opinion, because it means that you're more in tune with what actual reality is and more in control of it. So moving down from that, basically, reality is the sum total of the collective agreements that we all arrange. That is what reality is. And then that's composed of individual scripts and beliefs. Now, obviously, lots of people are programmed, so their scripts and beliefs are all pretty much the same. Like you can't go faster than light. You can't, we've been to the moon, all sorts of things like that. Loads of different scripts, maths, and so on. But the trouble is with that sort of reality, that a collectivism, is it leads to suffering, because you're not understanding the true nature of reality. What's going on with all these? I'm getting very strange kind of
Gone.
I thought a spaceship had come down then.
You're muted, Matt. Matt, you're muted.
I know, I think they're hovering above me or something at the moment. So yeah, that leads to suffering and materialism, basically, because you're not in tune with your spirit, your essence, so basically that keeps people in the future or the past, right? And as we know, if you bring yourself into the present moment, you are able to shape your beliefs, you're able to change your reality up. So the next thing was just this diagram of the number 2, which is are your beliefs, so awareness of the same topic or subject or concept people have. So you may, we all know about the sun, but some people know it to varying degrees of knowledge, how it works and various things like that. So you either have a fixed belief system or you have a flexible belief system, which leads to document number 3, which is basically talking about the difference. So if you do have a flexible belief system, it's adaptable, it's upgrading, it's can take on new things and discard old things. You're progressing, you're moving forward, and it leads to things like benefits and opportunities, because the more awareness or the more knowledge that you gain, the more you can spot opportunities and the more you can take advantage of that to your own benefit. So basically I'm trying to say here, basically having a flexible belief system leads to expansion, leads to more awareness of knowledge, more awareness of yourself, and it also makes you more protected. It makes you more aware of scams and potential dangers as well. So having a flexible belief system is really, really important, because people with fixed belief systems, they do not expand at the same rate of consciousness, and also they end up defending their inflexible beliefs. They create a sort of little castle and then they have to defend that. And it's a bit silly, really, because, information is fluid. It depends on who you are as to how much knowledge you know about a particular subject or so. So if someone comes along with greater knowledge of the same subject, and then talks to that person who's holding a fixed belief about the same subject, but not as advanced knowledge, then they're not going to progress. They're not going to learn anything new about that particular topic that they're defending, thinking reality is that way, sort of thing. So having flexible belief systems is really important, and being able to kind of like pick them up like clothes and discard them as well is really important, because then it means that you can put them onto your core values, your core operating system, and you don't have to defend them, so they're not your own effectively. The trouble is with fixed belief systems is that people claim it as their own, and then they try and defend it as it's something of their own, whereas actually all information is available to everyone depending on your ability to go and look for it. So really having flexible belief systems is really good to help people progress and to adapt and deal with challenges and transform basically into a more self-aware being who is more also the other thing about knowledge, the more you learn, the more you're autodidact, the more you actually learn about yourself. You're like, how would I deal with that situation? I'd be like this, or I'd be like that. And then if you're experiencing all those things as well, if you have a wide variety of life experiences, then you can draw from those knowledge as well. So yeah, just wanted to point out that the reason why we're all so brilliant is because we've got flexible belief systems, and so I'm bigging you up, all of you, and I'm kind of trying to show the benefits of that having those flexible belief systems. So yeah, good stuff. Well, I think that's my little rant over. I've done the economics thing, and I've done the way reality is and how people having fixed or flexible belief systems will result in whether they have a very slow expansion or whether they expand very quickly in terms of knowledge about themselves, knowledge about reality, and stuff like that. So there you go. Yes, Joe. Yeah.
I like the word amorphous.
Yes, that's
amorphous.
Good, isn't it?
Because I've always I've sort of lived by that. I figured that if I have a belief about something or an understanding about something now, I'm willing in 6 months' time to look back and think, God, that was a load of rubbish, wasn't it? And just be adaptable because everything is changing.
Absolutely. The
And the
whole
other
of society and
and
everything.
the other thing you said, Matt, which was really meaningful about the honesty and just speaking your truth. So if you and I are talking and you sense something and I sense something and we just say it, and if the other person might be offended by it, but we've said it and we know that we can trust, I can trust you and you can trust me and Toby um, and everybody, because we're we're all doing the same. We want the same thing. We want the
Absolutely.
betterment of ourselves and betterment of humanity.
Did you use the
Absolutely.
word autodidactic? Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
When
That
I
means
think of anyone autodidactic, I always think of you, Joe,
Oh,
because when you open your mouth, just so much wisdom comes out. I've known you quite a long time now, in person, and it's just, and you're still learning. Amazing. So,
and still struggling to be able to express.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
thanks, Toby.
it's brilliant. I've got so much respect for you.
this is what it's all
I
about.
wanted to say that.
No, it's great. I mean, being an autodidact, actually, who is it? I can't remember. I think it's Marcus Aurelius said, "There's no greater joy than than understanding." So literally learning something new and then comprehending it and understanding it gives, to me, that's like a little treat, because you gleaned a little bit more out of what it is that you're observing. And so I love learning. Because nature is always teaching us, it's always showing us new things and depending on kind of what level you're at is depending on what filter you'll see reality in. So the more you kind of are open to being presented with stuff without any of your bias kind of thing, the more data you get back and the more you glean out of reality, and it teaches you these wonderful things. So yeah, I love it. Not on a kind of nerdy level, but just on a curious artist level. I want to know about light. I want to know about the interaction of physics. I want to know about this beautiful nature all around and all sorts of things. So, and then like I say, every person is a flower, and they're a whole universe, and it's a joy to kind of like meet that new universe and find out about that universe as well. So these are all these wonderful things that we're doing for the holistic new earth, and we're leading the way, showing how it's done so others can do the same. So it's all amazing, all brilliant stuff. So
And Matt, have you heard about the telepathy tapes?
yes, I have. Yes,
That is really, really interesting. And anybody can look them up on the internet. But it's how the people with the kids with ADHD or the people that have no voice have a voice.
that's right. Yeah,
And it's really, really, it's just life-changing, really
The
meaningful.
autistic non-speakers, correct?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
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 And it's also, I mean, they're discovering, they can teach children telepathy, and also seeing without eyes. So
Yes.
you're getting blindfolds and stuff like that. So there's some really cool stuff, and also there's a lot more stuff coming out about psychic abilities being real, because they've devised certain tests as well now, new tests to show that people do have genuine abilities and things like that. So
What was that called again? I'm sorry.
telepathy tapes.
Oh yes, I have heard of that. I have a nonverbal grandchild, so very interesting.
The Vida Austin talk we did, she's been working with non-speaking autistic people as well.
Yeah.
Ada Austin, sorry. And they talk through someone's she's found, I think. And the stuff they've said about water, it's just like, to them it's just basic, but it's like Jesus is like, oh, God itself is like just described. It's so simple. You said Marcus Aurelius. I mean, that's such a simple text, but it's like the Tao, whatever. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, ICU, I think, wasn't it? There's a woman in Sussex, I think it's Sussex, that does the blindfold
Yes.
kids reading stuff. Awesome.
Yeah.
Like awesome.
Yeah.
Like so cool. So
And
Yeah.
have you heard about Daniel Daniel Kish. I think that's the name. He's been blind since he was 3, and he learns how for echolocation to ride a bike in public.
Oh, is he the guy with the
Yes.
thing coming out of his head? The antenna thing. He's there's a guy who designed the thing to go on his head, and it vibrates according to.
No, he uses click sounds.
Oh, okay.
So but he's teaching the blind that it is not it's not a disability, and he goes in. It's really, really inspiring.
What's his name again, so I can look him up?
It's Daniel Kish, I think is the last name.
Okay, he sounds great. And you know,
if you look up just on the
There you go.
the internet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's it.
Daniel Kish. Okay. You know, this is amazing because actually, I love the fact that we're all talking about this, because if you say forward a few years, you know, and we've got the community hubs and stuff like that, and we've got community with blind people, we can then bring in this sort of stuff, you know,
Yes.
and say, you know, you're not any different from anyone else. You've got amazing superpowers. So, you know, and here's a technique that can help you navigate the rest of your life, sort of stuff. So I absolutely love hearing about things like this because, you know, actually, if we can introduce these things to young people, then we're kind of, you know, we're giving them a much kind of richer, fuller life, aren't we?
Yes.
With a lot more options and variety, and not forcing them down this controlled route of, you know, current situation. Good stuff. Any kind of closing comments? I don't know how we're doing for time, Jane.
Nearly 8:45.
Oh, okay. We seem to be racing through the subjects today. I don't know why maybe we're in compressed time. I don't know, because it's such a joy. We're all kind of like going forward really fast. So maybe that's why it seems fast, this particular show. Oh, good news. I don't know how it's going to go, but tomorrow I'm meeting a chap who's investing in the bookshop and the local bank that's closed down. We're talking about a community hub. It's going to be quite interesting because they run Chettle Village, and they have Chettle Village Shop, which is all organic produce. And you go there and it's amazing and it's lovely. It's a little bit more pricey, but the whole village is organic. And, you know, they own the village, and the people who work and live in that village all work together to produce this sort of stuff. So I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow, hopefully discussing what can be done with the NatWest bank space, because, you know, I really would love to have a community centre there where people can get health treatments, where people can go and chat and socialise, you know, tie it in with the local bookshop as well. So we have books in the cafe in that property. And then we can sort of bring in other things as well. We can bring in like food larder. We can bring in, you know, people's produce and stuff like that, and share that amongst.
Where is this, Matt? Sorry.
What's that?
Where is this, Matt? I've missed the meeting, I think.
Oh, it's I've got a meeting with a chap tomorrow at the Crown.
This is where you live.
Yeah, just me and
right.
him. Yeah, and he's got the big house in a village up the road. And he's got like an organic village with people living and working there. So he's keen to bring a bit more, you know, stop the rot basically, and keep Blandford alive and some of that community. And he's got really good values as well. You know, he's doing all those sorts of things that we're talking about. Maybe a bit more on a commercial level because it's more of a business sort of model. But it's going to be interesting talking to him tomorrow, because he's very much aligned with what we're doing. So I'm looking forward to hopefully showing him the recording of this call, if I can by 10 in the morning, Jane. Wink, wink, if that's all right. No pressure. And then you know, explain basically that we've got this lovely community worldwide of people all wanting to get communities together. You know, so let's see if we can do some collaboration or some sort of cross-pollination and bring that kind of vibe at High Vibe into Blandford, and they won't even know what's hit them.
It needs it. It needs it, Matt. We discussed it. It's a funny place.
It's full of old people, yeah, and
No, not even that. Even the
there's
young
something in the
people.
water. I
It's
think
weird. I've never been anywhere like it, so it needs
Oh,
it. So you're
well,
doing a good job.
it is. It's got its own unique vibration, yeah, because it's a kind of King George town. It's an old, yeah. So it's had lots of souls coming and going through it, I think. Well, that would be good if we can kind of bring that together, and because there are sort of initiatives around the town, but they're not quite in the right thing. Because I went to the Repair Cafe, and I was thinking, oh, this is really cool. You know, people bring their stuff, refurbish, get their electronics done, and things like that. And we're sitting there, and the woman who organises it came up and said, "Well, I want to introduce you to this person who we're giving this big check to today." And it was like, oh, okay. And then they said, oh, yeah, it's to the trans Afghans to knit squares for blankets and stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, it would be better maybe if we could keep that in England and give it to people locally. I won't say any more, but I did think a lot more, but I'm just being neutral here. So I just, you're hopeful that these initiatives take off, but then you see.
Did you say trans Afghans?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Afghans transitioning.
Right. Okay.
And making rainbow patches on quilt knitted.
I've never met a trans Afghan.
Yes. Well, they're all busy knitting sort of quilt sections. Anyway, not my bag. Because it's a charity and it was going overseas and stuff, so they've got their hearts in the right place in terms of they want to help people in the community, but then they're kind of sideswiped by this PC ideology or whatever it is, and unfortunately that hasn't so it's difficult to invest in something in a group like that because they're slightly off key. They're still funding wars effectively in some ways and stuff like that. So unawares about it. So and then there's the food larder fridge up by the school, which is, I thought, oh yeah, brilliant, good idea. So the food bank stuff gets put into the food in fridge, but because it's next to a school and because it opens like for literally 1 hour, you get all the sort of Eastern Europeans, shall we say, coming in, taking everything, and everything's gone literally within 30 seconds. So the very few locals, shall we say, end up with the produce. So then again, there's another issue there. So these are all sort of trying to head in the right direction, but just kind of misaligning. So it would be good to kind of like do it our particular way, which is including the local population most, who's lived here the longest effectively, but it's not discriminating against any particular nationality. It's just who's been here the longest, really. And I think that qualifies people as a priority sort of thing. So, so I'll be talking to Tom about all this sort of stuff tomorrow, hopefully. After my second cup of tea, because I can't talk before I've had a cup of tea in the morning. Anyway, guys, it's absolutely lovely. Thank you again. This is such a treat and reaffirms every week for me that we're on the right, course. We're all blazing that beautiful trail of high vibe stuff, and just sharing our love, really. So carry on as you were. And we'll catch up next week, and lots of love, and thank you very much.
And thanks for sending the link, Matt.
That's all right. I'll do the next one after next week as well for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Matt, can I just say, I've got lots of wildlife in and around what I'm doing. I don't know if I mentioned the moles, but we've got those. I've got 2 baby rabbits. I've taken pictures. I will send them. That have been born on my dung heap, and I've got 2 baby chicks as well. They
Hey.
arrived Sunday and they are beautiful. So I will put pictures out of
Oh,
those.
please do.
well.
Yeah, I've got my Loganberry jam. I made 8 jars of
Right, I'll be
Loganberry.
round.
So I was like blown away by that. So I'll put a photograph of my Loganberry jam
Wow.
collection for the rest of the year. So this is what it's all about, you know, all these resources going through us, and we can repurpose them. You know, I've got jars of potash and crushed eggshells just because I eat eggs and have a wood stove. So those can be sold and shared with everyone else, you know, who needs that for their garden, etc., etc. So anyway, guys, lots of love. Thanks very much. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.